Hello, hello, welcome in. Thanks for joining me here. We are going to take a look at a big old box of cameras, and that's the main reason you're here. Although, honestly, the other reason is just so I can hang out with you, have a little chat with you. I appreciate you taking the time out of this busy holiday season to avoid the hustle and bustle for at least a little while and hang out and check out, see what we got in this box. This box of cameras, by the way, that we're going to unbox today. You can see it says the old camera guy on there. This was from a buddy of mine, Sam Warner, who is known as the Emulsion Archive here on YouTube. He is also the Emulsion Archive on Instagram as well. So check Sam out. So the Emulsion Archive. And one of the reasons Sam gave me these cameras is he's looking to downsize his collection a little bit. He's shooting more medium format and large format lately, so he's getting rid of some of his gear and very graciously offered me this box cameras, which these I believe are all going to be 35 millimeters since he's not shooting as much 35 millimeter. The other reason is Sam told me that the creative space that he uses to make his videos for YouTube here as the Emulsion Archive is also where he has a lot of his cameras. And Sam is one of the rare people on earth that actually has more cameras than I do, which is saying a lot because I got a lot of them back there and I got a few more now, it looks like. But anyway, Sam said that his space was getting kind of overwhelmed with cameras, and all that clutter made it a little bit harder maybe to just create in that space. So he's looking to streamline that space too, so he could maybe just sit down and create with, again, less clutter. So again, appreciate you hanging out with me here today. And if you're watching this on not the live stream, but just on the YouTube regular version, it's good to have you here as well. So again, we're going to dive right in here. And I was able to pick these up from Sam. He didn't have to ship them to me because Sam is an Ohio guy like me. And it just so happened that I was going to be picking up my son from college, and Sam lives about 15 minutes or so from where my son was, and I was going to pick him up for his winter break, so worked out well. So we're going to dive right in. I'm going to open this up here, and we're going to see. I've got a knife and some scissors handy just in case we need to dig through some bubble wrap, which it looks like there is some bubble wrap right there. So let's see what we got. I've got some batteries here too, so we can maybe try some of these, see if they work, because we're not sure if they work or not. Sam said I got to test them out, but at the very least, maybe while we're doing this today, I can see if they power up, or at least some of them. I got a bunch of different batteries. I got CR2, CR123As, I have double A's. I don't have triple A's. If anything takes triple A, I probably won't be able to test it. One of the two CR5s, one of the weird batteries. So let's see what we got. First thing we have in the box is a Canon vertical grip VG10. So this, I think, is going to fit probably a bunch of the cameras that I already have. And this is kind of nice if you want to do different orientations. And plus, most of these grips have batteries in them, so you can use different batteries sometimes. But again, grip, simple tripod socket here. And I appreciate my son showing up here. Very festive. Yeah, I've got the my finest ugly Christmas sweater on here today because I've got a Christmas themed photo shoot coming up in about an hour and a half or so. So very graciously sponsored by my buddy Andrew, who is Huster.photographics on Instagram. So going there right after this. So 'tis the season, but yeah, thanks for noticing. So this grip, pretty cool. And like I said, it's very versatile. I should be able to use it on a bunch of different cameras. So thank you, Sam. Appreciate you. What else do we have in here? We got one wrapped in some kind of bubble wrap here. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is a camera and a lens. Now, this is one I don't think I've seen before. I certainly don't have one of these. That is the Pentax ZXM. It's got a Tachymark lens on front here. This looks like a zoom from 28 to 80 millimeters. So really nice range on this. And this one Let's see here. It'll take a second, see what kind of batteries this takes. If I can get this open. Okay, it looks like CR2. All right, I think I got a couple of these. My wife's checking in. Hi from the Y City. If you're not from Ohio, you may not know the Y City is Zanesville, known for its famous, some would say infamous, Y Bridge. And that's why it's the Y City, because it's bridge shaped like a Y, a little weird, but kind of their trademark. All right, putting in some CR2s, popping that closed. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. I heard some whirring already. Let's see here. All right. I can hear it firing up. We're going to set it on automatic here. Now this one's a little bit interesting because it is a manual focus. Has the looks of one of the more modern autofocus models, but it is actually, I believe, looks like manual focus. Pretty cool. I can hear it. I think it's going to be a winner. So Pentax ZXM. Thanks again, Sam. We're going to pop those batteries out in case I need to use them for something else. And we'll see what else we have in here. All right, next thing we have in the box. Wow. This is one of my favorite cameras, and that is the Canon EOS Elan 7E. And this is a fantastic camera. If you're not familiar with the Elan series, it's, for me, I think maybe the sweet spot between just a very amateur camera with limited capability and a pro model with all the bells and whistles. Kind of, for me, again, hits the sweet spot for kind of a hobbyist, advanced hobbyist camera. Very, very capable. And yeah, fantastic. So the E on there stands for eye control focus. It does have that on here. And on the top here, you can set it, you can calibrate it. And then if you want to turn it on, you can. I don't usually use that on my eye control models. I just use focus the old-fashioned way. But it is on there. Kind of a cool thing. Sort of revolutionary for its time, too. This one does have a lens attached, obviously. And it's, wow, this is a big old zoom. This is 28 to 300 millimeters. Look at that. 28 to 300. Talk about your all-in-one lens. That's got about, I think, everything you're going to need on there. Except we got a filter on the front here too to kind of protect the lens. UV filter, it looks like. So 28 to 300. This one should take the CR123s. Let me go ahead. Load these in here. Fingers crossed on this one. I really hope this works because this is a fantastic camera. One of my favorites. So, moment of truth. Okay, we just set it on P for program, and look at that LCD firing up. This one is autofocus, and looks like we got another winner here. Again, great camera. As much as I love my Rebels are great for being very lightweight, and again, they're still pretty capable too. Very lightweight, compact. The some of the numbered series like the Canon EOS 1, 3, 5. Those I have a 3. I don't have the other ones, but those are pretty heavy, pretty bulky. Some of them do take a little weirder batteries, like that 2CR5 that we sometimes see. But this one again is a great sweet spot for very functional, and it feels like you're. I don't want to say it feels like you're a more professional photographer, but it feels good in the hand, and it's got a very satisfying shutter. Everything about it I really like. So the whole Elan series, if you haven't tried them yet, I suggest you give them a try. And a lot of times, depending on the model, you can get them at not a terrible price. And checking in with the comments here, my son Joe again, Merry Christmas. He loves the sweater. Thanks, I like it too. And this side towards screen, 4553, frequent flyer here, big supporter of the channel. Merry Christmas and good afternoon to you as well. Thanks for checking in today. Love the sweater and hat. Well, again, it's about the only time of year I can wear it, so appreciate the love on that. Mark's checking in. Greetings from scenic Northwest Ohio. Mark's another guy, friend of the channel, and Mark's photo, pretty sure from Northwest Ohio, that is my friend Mark, who is Field of Weeds on Instagram. Pretty sure. I know when the names don't match up on Instagram and YouTube, I'm not 100% sure. Pretty sure though. So, and Mark's been very gracious. We can give me stuff for the last few years too. So, great guy. Check out Field of Weeds on Instagram. So again, Elan series, great one. Fantastic camera, love it. We got a few more in here. Let's go through. That's me. All right, Mark has confirmed. Guilty as charged. That is my friend Mark. All around solid dude. Here we have, this is one I do not have never shot. This is the Canon EOS Elan. So I believe that is would make sense that this is the first one in the series. And again, as much as I just was talking up the Elan series, I think this is another one I'm going to really enjoy using. Let's see what kind of batteries we got here. Yeah, it might be the 2CR5. I have one of those handy. Let me see. Yep, that's. And let's check out what we got here. And I thought I had it fired up for a second there. Although my battery may not be healthy either. I got another one. Let me check one more. And any of these that don't fire up, by the way, I use my little hack of cleaning the battery contacts with white vinegar. That's a little trick there. And that screen flashed on for a second. I might have to come back to them. I might hit that one with the white vinegar just in case that might spring it back to life. But Canon EOS Elan, again, love the Elan series. And this side towards screen, 4553. Never bought EOS cams. Again, I'm a huge Canon fanboy in general, but the Elans in particular. And Merry Christmas to a guy I recognize there too. Sure looks like my younger son. With an interesting name. I think I'll take that off the screen now. Greetings from Holland. We are international officially now. Thanks, boss, for checking in. Another big friend of the channel. And yeah, it says that's a nice piece of kit, Dave. I would agree. We got some these Elan cameras. Again, love them. We got another one here. Let's see what we have here. Deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra would say. So the Canon Elan, again, the original model here. We got a Canon EOS 3000 from Marco. Says, yeah, die out pretty quick. Let's give this Elan a try. There we go. All right, got to find one of those batteries again. Oh, by the way, that first Elan I opened, we're working. Didn't have to clean the battery contacts after all. We're up and running. Fantastic. And Merry Christmas from Sweden. Well, Merry Christmas from the US. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to try this out. Let's see where this other Elan is. We already know we got the first one working, so if this one's working, well, that's just a bonus there. See what we got. We got an unlock. You see that LCD? Looks like we got a winner. Fantastic. Again, really looking forward to trying these because I've never tried the original Elan model. So, fantastic. I think we got something else in the box. We do. We have two more things in the box. More than I thought. Well, let's see what else we got. Here we have, this is again, if you look at the bottom of the screen, there's the Emulsion Archive. Check out the Emulsion Archive. That's my friend Sam, fellow Ohio guy, and has great YouTube channel here. He's looking to get more viewers for, and check him out. He's done some good stuff on there. And again, if you like some larger format stuff, he's kind of getting into more of that too. So large format, medium format's more his thing now. Yeah, 2 in a row. That's right. And this is one I have used before. This right here, the Canon EOS Rebel G. Now, this one has a special place in my heart because this is my very first Canon EOS camera I ever got. I got it at a thrift store in Grove City, Ohio. And it's one of those, like a lot of thrift stores, maybe you're familiar with this, they have different color tags. And then depending on the day or the week and depending on how they do it, they'll have discounts on certain color tags. Now, this one happened to be in a box. And I'm trying to think back now if I had any lenses with it. I think it did have a kit lens with it, now that I'm thinking back. But Canon Rebel G in a box with a lens, and it was in a blue camera bag. It was $35. But that day, that particular tag, that color tag was 50% off. So you better believe, instead of paying 35 bucks, if I could snag that for $17.50, I did. And that's really probably what started my whole Canon fanboy thing to begin with. And this is before I had a Canon digital camera. So I started with that. And because of that, I already had a kit lens. And I was looking to add more stuff. So when it came time for me to buy a digital camera, which I still have, my original digital DSLR, which was a Canon Rebel SL1, which is not very many megapixels, and it's from, I think, about a dozen years ago. And I think we come up with the SL2, SL3, SL whatever now, because I'm way behind the times. But that camera, I got that digital camera because I already had the Rebel G and a lens or two to go with it. And the nice thing about the Canon EOS film cameras is you can use a lot of these lenses that go with these on your DSLRs too, if they're Canon EOS branded. So pretty cool. So this one, really nice camera. Again, this is my first entree into the Canon EOS system. And now I have a lot more of those cameras. But again, super lightweight. You can see it's pretty thin profile. You see it kind of compared to the size of my hands here. And this one, you see inside here. Let's see. I don't remember what kind of battery this takes. Let's check it out. Looks kind of, I think that it, yeah, that's the, takes 2 of the CR123s, which I have here somewhere. Let me dig those out of another camera and try it out. Wrong one. All right, now we got the camera that has the batteries in it. We're going to try out this other camera with these batteries. See what we got. All right. Let's see what happens. Plus, minus. Oh, yeah. We got it. That's a beautiful thing. If you can see that on screen there. Firing up. I'm going to try all these, obviously, with lenses. As the next step is just making sure they focus on everything, that they work well with the lenses I already have. And after that, the acid test. Shoot a roll of film them, right? We're going to do that. The side towards screen, got a T70. T70, that's one I've never tried before. Looks like it's mint condition, so hopefully that works out well for you and you enjoy it. And my buddy Mark says collecting vintage film cameras means collecting odd vintage battery types as well. Boy, you're right about that. Some of the batteries, of course, not on these. These are all pretty readily available still. But some of the old ones I had, like some of the Olympus ones, like rangefinder, stuff like that, would take the old mercury cells or batteries you can't really find easily anymore, like the 625, that sort of thing. And I get why you can't get mercury batteries anymore, because mercury can kill you. Not a great thing. But for safety reasons, yeah, there's adapters you can use. There's other batteries that you can use as alternatives. Some of them have a little bit different voltage, so you might be messed up a little bit. But sometimes you can get little converters to fit in there. I've even done things with using hearing aid batteries. I remember one of my Canon EOS rangefinders, sorry, Olympus rangefinders from back in the day. It's about as old as I am. I think it came out in like '69 or so, same as me. And I remember I had hearing aid battery in one side of the battery chamber, and the other one I just watered up a ball of tinfoil, and enough to make the connection there. And you know what? It worked. But yeah, Mark's right. Sometimes these cameras can have odd batteries, but this one, we got another winner. So I don't think we've had any duds in the whole bunch here. So wow, pretty excited about that. Again, we're going to try them with lenses. We're going to try them with film. All that's coming. But again, big thanks to my friend Sam Warner. Again, the Emulsion Archive you see at the bottom of the screen there. Check out his stuff on Instagram and here on YouTube. We got one more camera in the box here in bubble wrap, and this is one I don't think I've ever seen before. This is the Ricoh, Ricoh Shotmaster Zoom 105 Plus. As the name implied, it is a zoom lens. Let's see the range on that. We have looks like 38 to 105, has macro capability, and if you look at the back, it looks like 90 style to me. Probably, maybe. I don't have to look it up. Because again, I'm not really familiar with this model. So this is the first one I think I've opened that I haven't really heard of before. I've never seen the Pentax ZXM before, but I've heard of it before. But this one, not. And then Boss comments, Sam's been very kind to you. I 100% approve of that message and totally agree. But yeah, Sam's a good dude. So this one, take a look on the inside there, what we're looking at there. Yeah, and it looks like you got auto wind, auto focus. This is one that should be auto pretty much everything here. Then you've got zoom on the back here, so you use these two buttons to zoom in, zoom out. Looks pretty straightforward. And again, with that classic 90s-ish styling, you got the quartz state back. And I'm looking at this closely. I don't know if you can see this from where you're sitting and watching this, but it looks like you can actually put a message or two on here. It says memo in memo, and the words here next to it say happy birthday. So this looks like one that might actually imprint words on your pictures. Which, is it a gimmick? 100%. Is it cool? 1,000%. That is super cool. I don't know if I have anything else that does that. I might have one. I'm not sure if I do or not. So that is super cool. Let's figure out, if we can, what kind of batteries this takes. This one might take a little, oh, okay. Let's see, is this, well, if it's AA, I might be able to do this. If it's AAA, I might not. This one, yeah, this one we're going to try out later because I don't think I have the batteries with me right now. But Ricoh zoom lens, you know, I used to be kind of a prime lens snob, which is kind of embarrassing to admit. But I'm like, well, I just shoot prime lenses because I don't like zooms. And I would tell you what, the older I get, you know, the old adage was zoom with your feet, right? But the older my feet get, the less I like to zoom with my feet. So I'll tell you what, I am a big proponent of zoom lenses now, or at least more so than I used to be. And for the Frugal Film Project that I've been contributing to or participating in the last 4 or 5 years at least, yeah, maybe 5, 6 years. I think it was before COVID I started maybe. But anyway, with that, this past year I used a zoom lens, and man, it made a world of difference as far as getting the shots, and you know, it's been very cool. Nah, vacuum and gas pressure coexisting. It says very rarely does the date function go up to our era. I was shocked to find one that actually did a while back. Yeah, because maybe they didn't think the cameras are going to last that long, or maybe they just thought only strange people would be shooting film in the year 2025. They might be right, but I'm proudly weird and still shoot film. And if you're watching this, my guess is you probably do too. So let's celebrate our weirdness together, right? So yeah, cool. Yeah, it's kind of neat that you found one that actually does go up to the current era. So we'll try out the Ricoh Shotmaster at some point. But again, big thanks to Sam Warner, the Emulsion Archive, for giving me this box of film. Again, show Sam some love and check out his channel here on YouTube. Make sure you check him out on Instagram as well, where he is also the Emulsion Archive. Sam's a very skilled photographer, and obviously a very generous guy too, an all-around good dude. So check out Sam's stuff. I appreciate you very much taking the time to hang out with me here today and chat with me here today. And another comment from Boss here says, just think about the Frugal Film Project, and he used 24 to 85 millimeter lens, and he's contemplating a 35 millimeter now. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and participate in the Frugal Film Project again for 2026, which is coming up fast and furious. I just last night scanned my December 2025 roll, which I shot earlier in the week, which turned out pretty good. I took a bunch of pictures in Union County, which is roughly an hour or so from where I live, maybe a little bit less, and got what I think are going to be some pretty good shots. I still got to finish editing those. And I think I'm going to do it again this coming year. As far as the film, I haven't decided on that. I will tell you, though, one of my, another generous friend of mine, Tony Blackwell, you might remember a while back if you watched the channel, that he sent me a box with, and I'm not kidding when I say this, 211 rolls of film. 211 rolls of film. Mixture of medium format, 35 millimeter. And in that box were a bunch of rolls of Kodak Ultramax 400. They were 24 exposure rolls. And you need to shoot the same, typically for the project, you need to shoot the same kind of film every month so you don't switch different film stocks. There was a time when you did, but at least if things follow recent history, you're probably going to just use the same film stock and same camera for the entire year. That's how it's been most recently. And anyway, since my friend Tony Blackwell sent me a bunch of Kodak Ultramax 400, I've got almost enough to get through the whole project. I think I've got maybe 8 or 9. So if I just maybe pick up another 3, maybe 4 rolls of that, I'll be set. And you can't get too much more frugal than that, having a whole year's supply of film. Still got to think about the camera, although I do have a bunch of Canon EOS cameras to consider and zoom lenses, including maybe something I got today from Sam. So I might even do something like that. We got another message here. This side toward screen says going to be doing a Super 8 film project. Love Super 8, but it is super expensive. That's what the Super stands for in Super 8, because it is super expensive. But boy, I'm with you on that one. I love Super 8. I have shot, I think 3, at this point maybe 4 cartridges of Super 8. Super easy. That's the other thing that Super stands for, is it's super expensive, but also super easy. You don't have to thread anything in your camera. You just literally pop the cartridge in and you're good to go. It's a very simple motor, so most of them still work pretty good. A lot of them were made for, it's really consumer market. People like me that don't know a lot about movie making or filmmaking, that it was just, they're made to be very user friendly. That's the nice thing about Super 8 cameras. A lot of them still work. A lot of them have automatic metering. Some of them, the ones that I have, I don't think, I have 2 different Super 8 cameras. I don't think either one of them has a zoom on it. So that's it, again, in case where you zoom with your feet. But I've only shot one of my cameras so far, 3 or 4 cartridges, and it has been a blast. If it cost a little bit less, I would probably shoot more of that. I send my film off to the Film Photography Project. They both sell film, and they also will process it for you, and they'll give you a nice scan of it. So if you haven't tried Super 8, the cameras are cheap. The film and the processing, not so much. I mean, when it's all said and done, that is not something you could do on a Frugal Film Project, because it's the better part of $100 between the cost of the film and the processing and the scanning. By contrast, the camera, I got 2 different cameras. One, I think it was 20 bucks on eBay. The one, I think I spent a little bit more, but it was still only 30, and that included shipping. So, I got 2 cameras for about half the cost of what 1 cartridge of film cost to purchase the film, to get it processed and scanned. And then Mark's popping up again. And he said he should join the project again this year. Yeah, Mark, I think you should. And I know where you live in Northwest Ohio. It's a very photogenic area. I've been up there a few times, and it's pretty cool. He's got, wow, 1,200-foot platter of some old school T-Max 400 a couple weeks back. Needing film. Yeah, I just got done saying that somebody gifted me, Tony Blackwell gifted me 211 rolls of film, so I would feel guilty accepting any more, especially from Mark, because he's already given me developing solutions. He gave me some C41 stuff a while back. He sent me Opticolor 200 in 120, which I had a great time shooting. My buddy Eric out in Long Beach, who owns or who runs the Tuttle Cameras, just sent me a roll of the 35mm version of Opticolor 200, which I actually am going to finish shooting today at that photo shoot I've got coming up in about an hour or so. So I look forward to doing that too. And again, I've been very blessed with some, to be fortunate to have friends that have sent me a bunch of stuff, including film and cameras like Sam did today. Boss says, yeah, he's thinking about using Gold 200, used black and white the last time. Yeah, I've been shooting black and white for the Frugal Film Project for last several years, actually, and it's been some version of Fomapan, whether it was Ribsy's version, which was that new classic Easy 400, or Fomapan 400, or Arista EDU. I think I've used the Arista EDU 400 a few years because it tends to be the cheapest out of all of them. It's not DX coded. The only thing I don't like about the Arista EDU 400 is it has these plastic cartridges that I don't typically use a film leader retriever or film picker like a lot of people do to get the film out of the cartridge when you're ready to develop it. So I typically take like the church key can opener and then just pop off the end and then get the film out in a dark bag. Of course, I'm not exposing the film to light before it's processed. But on those plastic cartridges with the Arista EDU 400, that's the only negative about that film is it's hard to crack those open, and I usually just have to kind of manhandle it and try to pry it apart with my thumbs, and usually end up making kind of a mess. But again, we'll see. Joe says, yeah, get some Kodak Ultramax 400 for the FP. You know, I'm leaning that way. Like I said, if I don't do that, I'll probably end up doing the Arista EDU 400 again. But since I've done that the last 3-4 years in a row, I think maybe it's time to bring a little color into the project. So yeah, I kind of leaning towards the Ultramax 400, especially since I don't have to get maybe 3 rolls or so. So can't beat that. So I think I probably will. He says, nice, Joe. I've got some of that, but not sure. I've got 12. Yeah, it's a commitment. Although the nice thing is you've got 12 months, so you don't have to buy all your film at once, and films get more readily available. I mean, sometimes you can find Ultramax or Gold at your corner drugstore. Sometimes if you go to Walgreens, they might have it. Some of your big box stores have it. I know, depending on where you go, some Meyer around us doesn't carry Kodak films, but they carry Fuji films, which are kind of sort of Kodak anyway, it sounds like, based on the curves and everything, if you look at the spec sheets. And then sometimes Walmart has film too. You can get film on Amazon. I don't get film on Amazon a lot, although I have done it. If I've been in a pinch and I need film in a day or two and it's on Prime shipping, I'll go ahead and pull the trigger and do Amazon for film. So I don't make a habit of it, but it has come through for me in the past when I've needed it. But again, appreciate everybody showing up today. And if you're getting a little overwhelmed this season, take time just to reflect on the importance of faith and family and everything that comes with this time of year that kind of gets overlooked with all the hustle and bustle with shopping and all the extra responsibilities and duties that come with the holiday season. But take time to take a walk. You can always walk at the mall with all the other old people like me. The malls are open to go mall walking. I do that. Just get a little physical activity. We're lucky here in Central Ohio that we're going to have pretty warm weather this week. It's going to get up to, I think, 60 or so. So it's going to give me an excuse to get out and maybe walk outside and get some sun, get some vitamin D. But again, thank you very much for joining me. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.